Lainey Lui, our guest, she is an entertainer in her own right.
You are.
I don't know. I entertain by talking smack about other people, so.
How long have you been doing that? Since you were 4? You told me you
my
always...
mother, it's what I picked up from my mother.
Gossip is healthy, they say.
They say that gossip sets behavioral standards, especially among women. I mean, it's a sociological discussion worth having, whether or not gossip allows us to behave in a way that, you know, promotes more harmony.
Right. Well, sometimes when you're just being deeply shallow, it takes you away from the awful.
And the distraction it provides, 100%.
It really does. And a little sass and a little fun and a little this and a little that.
We don't have to talk about politics all the time. And plus, it's way more fun to talk about Demi Moore than, like, Rick Santorum.
Oh, gosh. He won.
He won big.
I wonder if he'll diss Ellen, too, unlike J.C. Penney, because they stood behind her when the... Is it the
1 million moms.
1 million moms in America are not going to shop at Penny's because Ellen is gay.
Because, yes, apparently those are not the values of the traditional J.C. Penney shopper, which, you know what? Ellen did a great job on her show saying, don't you want to shop at J.C. Penney? And I think that's, you know, J.C. Penney must be like, cha-ching, like, great for us, right? Ultimately, it's a business.
And she said on her show, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I hope it's not a shock, but I'm gay or something like that. She said, it's true, I'm gay. I hope you were sitting down for that. It was a good response.
She has a great, funny, light way of addressing heavy subjects, which I love.
Excuse me. Did she host the Academies ever? She hosted something.
She hosted... God, we're going back. She did
the
host the Emmy Awards.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it, going down the aisle. But Billy Crystal coming back to the Academies.
Yes, after Eddie Murphy got booted.
Yeah. Did he get booted or did he boot
his
himself?
Well, his producer got booted. The producer who brought him on got booted. He's a director called Brett Ratner. And then Eddie sort of followed him out the door saying, if Brett's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. So they bring back Billy Crystal, which... You know, we all love Billy Crystal. He's hilarious and charming. The only thing I will say is that the Academy ratings have been steadily declining, and they've been trying to find new viewers of a certain demographic. And I don't know that Billy Crystal speaks to the demographic that they are reaching out to.
I don't think he does. He speaks to my demographic and boomer demographic. But there's a lot of us.
There's a lot of us and people with a certain...
Not you, you're too young.
No, I love Billy Crystal. I love the ensembles and the... But at the same time, is, you know, the viewer of the Kardashian show going to tune in to Billy Crystal? And those are the people who bring ratings these days. So the Academy has a really... It's a time for the Academy to sort of to define what it wants to be.
Sure, and the producer, Brian Grazer Jones, isn't it? He says he's going to bring it in 2 hours. Good luck.
Even at the awards luncheon, every year they have an Academy Awards luncheon for the nominees, and this year it happened this week. A few days ago, and the president of the Academy himself, he said it was going to be a 3-hour show. So I don't know what Brian Grazer's talking about, but there's no way it's going to come in at 2.
I doubt.
No way.
I doubt. If so, a miracle has happened at the Oscars. Johnny Depp, Vanessa Paradis split. They seem to be the solid ones. 14 years or something.
Yeah. Here's the thing. She denied it. But in a not really convincing way. They haven't been seen together in an official capacity in over a year, as in walking a red carpet. And he's been keeping a very low profile. Now, this just in, he was supposed to start shooting a new movie called The Lone Ranger on February 12th. It's been confirmed that he asked for a 2-week delay, which is going to cost Disney $4 million, by the way, so that he could deal with, quote, personal issues. Now, everybody's wondering, oh, is it because his relationship is crumbling? But there are some people who think that Johnny's dealing with a lot more than just his relationship. And, you know, we forget that 15 years ago he was trashing hotel rooms and he was having some Demi Moore-ish problems of his own, and I wonder whether or not he's battling some of his own demons.
You wonder. When you wonder, sometimes there's a little truth to the wonder.
Right.
Well, time will tell.
Yes.
Maybe the children know. Not sure.
I hope not.
They're small.
But the oldest daughter, the daughter, is now 12 or 13. So,
Right.
I mean, it's small for us, definitely.
Right.
But you know,
Middle.
a 12 or 13-year-old always thinks that she's 18. So he's got a teenager like a teenager developing in his house too. So I hope he gets it together because. It would be a shame for all of that to unravel.
It would be a very Lone Ranger, if not.
And very expensive.
Very expensive, I'm sure.
Split.
Now, Lone Ranger Tonto and Silver, like the original Jay Silverheels Lone Ranger
that's the movie he's making.
They're bringing it back?
They're bringing it back. And again, they're ready to start shooting, except he's not ready. So it's going to be a 2-week delay, and we'll have to see if he can pull it together.
Okay, and Cameron Diaz and P. Diddy.
Oh,
now that's a combination. Is it happening?
It's happening. It's Friends with Benefits. Can we say that
yes,
on morning
you can.
television?
I know what that means.
Okay, good.
Although I don't have one. But I know what it means.
They're Friends with Benefits. She came out of a relationship with Alex Rodriguez in which he basically left her, and she doesn't handle breakups very well.
Okay, and Mr. Baseball is very busy, as you know.
And he's already hooked up with another woman, and so Cameron is trying to have her fun. I just don't know why she has to have it with P. Diddy. I mean, there are lots of people who are eligible and not as, I mean, he's a loser. I'm sorry, but he...
Really?
Well,
and
having had personal experience with him, yes. Like
you have?
Well, he's come to our studio in Toronto. He's done a performance. We observed him not being very kind to fans, with lots and lots of demands. Those stories that you always hear about celebrities who don't want you to look them in the eye? That's him.
Well, Jay-Z seems to be much more solid.
Definitely.
And Beyonce.
Yes.
And they had a baby.
They had like a messiah, and not just a baby, Fanny. Why are you just calling it a baby like it's any old common birth? This was, the descending of a god from the heavens to bless us, this child, with the hospital wing closed off and, all the controversies surrounding all the other parents who had to sort of, bow down for the arrival of Blue Ivy Carter. And Beyonce is now back. She, emerged this week, first time since giving birth, looking amazing with triple spanks, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And she went to see Jay-Z's show, 2 shows at Carnegie Hall, and Grammys are on Sunday, so everybody's thinking that she might be front row at the Grammys supporting her man.
And where will Blue Ivy be?
I'm saying that she should be in her gold, crib right in the front aisle, waving her little rattle around that's, probably diamonds.
Her silver Tiffany rattle, of course. Adele, the lovely
Grammys
Adele. At the Grammys, she'll be there.
Yes.
I'm sure she'll sweep a few awards.
So relieved that Adele is back and singing because, of course, a couple of months ago she had the polyp removed. Vocal cord, there was a polyp on her vocal cord and she had surgery to have it removed, and there was a time where people were like, wow, is this great talent going to be taken from us because of a health problem? But she's going to perform at the Grammys, her first performance since this surgery, and honestly, I can't wait. And in a way that I'm ready with the tears. I'm ready with my tissue, want her to sing, want to cry, because her performance is so moving. So I can't wait. Everybody's looking forward to her.
True fan.
Except Karl Lagerfeld, who called her fat.
No.
He did. He gave an interview this week, and he was very complimentary. He was like, I love Adele, and it's okay, even though she's fat. What do you call those? Is that a backhanded compliment?
That is, even though she's fat.
Yeah.
Who cares if she's fat?
Well, the point is, she's not the
lovely.
Karl-approved size.
She's voluptuous.
None of us are Karl-approved size unless you're Gisele Bündchen.
Gisele Bündchen, 130 pounds or something, and Brady lost the game,
yes.
and rumor has it, you will tell me,
if
Gisele misbehaved a bit or said something about the Patriots.
Oh, not rumor has it. It was caught on camera where someone was heckling her, saying, your husband sucks, and she leaned over to a friend but very loudly said, you know, my husband can't throw the ball and catch the ball. His receivers, basically she slagged the New England Patriots receivers.
Yes.
And it was caught on camera, and there's this big controversy, and now all the other wives are mad at her, and the organization's mad at her, and you know, she's Giselle, and she's a model, and you know, her response to that is, hey, look how pretty and thin I am.
But you know, but you know, the crowd response to super athletes, the wives of super athletes, ridiculous.
I don't believe
it's not
in
the wife's fault if he drops the football.
Don't heckle the wife and the children, P.S.
Exactly.
I mean, I go to hockey games in Vancouver here all the time, and the behavior and the things that come out of people's mouths over a sporting event is appalling.
Does Carrie Underwood take flack for Fisher? I don't think so.
No, I don't think she takes flack from anyone. That girl can take care of herself.
I'm thinking that. Brad Pitt, Angelina will be at the Oscars,
and
obviously.
she's presenting. It was just announced yesterday that she will present an award. But yes, they will be at the Oscars. I love seeing them.
And Christopher Plummer.
And Christopher Plummer will win.
He will win.
If there's a lock this season, it's Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer, of a certain age, brilliant actor, brilliant stage actor.
And just so
lovely man.
His speeches, I mean, you campaign for Oscars in many ways, but he's been campaigning by winning at the other awards and delivering these marvelously charming speeches.
So your Oscar bet, you said
that's
not
the
safe
safe money is Christopher Plummer. It'll probably be Viola Davis, although I want Michelle Williams, but it'll be Viola Davis. Between Jean Dujardin and George Clooney, it's tight. I
liked the movie The Descendants.
I didn't.
Okay, then.
Gosh, we need to fight longer.
Let's talk. Okay. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Lainey Lui, the gossip queen.